Iron Man, that's kind of catchy. It's got a nice ring to it. I mean, it's not technically accurate. The suit's a gold titanium alloy.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the movies that may have initially garnered a fair share of skepticism, but ended up being entertaining in the most unexpected ways.
Your reputation precedes you.
Thank you, sir.
Number 10, Galaxy Quest. If you've ever wanted to see Alan Rickman and Sigourney Weaver in comedic roles, Galaxy Quest is the perfect pick. The film follows a whimsical premise where the actors of the fictional titular sci-fi show get zapped into the Galaxy Quest universe and must play their roles for real.
Kill it. Kill it? So I'm open to any suggestion.
Go for the eyes like in episode 22!
Before it hit theaters, Galaxy Quest might have had skeptics thinking it'd be a lazy sci-fi spoof destined for B-movie obscurity. Instead, the satirical comedy turned out to be a clever, heartwarming letter to Star Trek and sci-fi fandom in general.
All right, Tommy, see if you can't lose him in that minefield.
Minefield? Pedal to the metal right now.
It balanced sharp humor with thrilling space action, making science fiction fans and casual viewers alike cheer. While it didn't break any box office records, it did become a cult favorite.
You shall be avenged.
Number 9, American Psycho. Before Mary Harron's satirical horror became a cult classic, often commended for its storytelling and thought-provoking themes, many didn't think it would work.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Great tan, Marcus. I mean, really impressive.
This mostly stemmed from the fact that critics believed its source material was unfilmable. Even Bret Easton Ellis felt his controversial novel didn't need to be adapted to the big screen.
I think if you stay, something bad will happen.
However, Harron delivered a stylish, biting critique of the 1980s consumer culture that silenced the doubters. Her film ended up striking just the right balance between horror and satire. And Christian Bale? He didn't just play Patrick Bateman, he became him with that career-defining performance.
And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable.
Some would even say he and the film deserved award recognition. Number 8, The Lego Movie. This animated adventure had plenty of doubting Thomases before its release. Some fans expected an unoriginal, forgettable cash grab based on yet another franchise of toys.
Back from the dead, Brukowski?
After all, how could a movie about plastic blocks work? Well, turns out they were way off. The Lego Movie shocked many by being an imaginative and heartfelt motion picture.
You don't have to be the bad guy.
Packed with humor, goofy characters, and a subtly deep message about creativity and conformity, it captivated audiences of all ages. The stunning animation, intelligent storytelling, and even the catchy Everything is Awesome theme tune won the hearts of both critics and audiences.
Oh my gosh, I love this song!
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool with the light of the team.
Honestly, it's a fantastic movie that proves that even a film about toys can be truly special. Number 7, Ant-Man. Following a down-on-his-luck thief who steals a suit that shrinks him down to the size of the titular insect, this Marvel superhero movie panned out way better than expected.
World sure seems different from down here, doesn't it, Scott?
Compared to the MCU's earlier hits like Iron Man and Thor, this narrative about a hero who can talk to ants and hold his own in a fight might have seemed downright ridiculous, like that perhaps Marvel was scraping the bottom of the barrel.
You can do it, Scott. Come on.
They're not listening to me.
But against all odds, they pulled off a hit. Paul Rudd's charming performance, the clever humor and creative action sequences like epic battles fought in toy train sets won over many.
Now where'd you go, little guy? There you are.
Meanwhile, the film's delightful heist vibe gave it a fresh edge within the MCU, soon becoming a quirky fan favorite that spawned successful sequels. Number 6, Edge of Tomorrow. The trailers of this sci-fi spectacle may have had many believing it was yet another bleak alien invasion flick.
How many times have we been here? How many times?
With Tom Cruise starring as a soldier battling extraterrestrial forces, some probably even assumed it would be a generic war narrative drenched in CGI chaos. But Edge of Tomorrow defied expectations. It emerged as this thrilling action flick with unanticipated moments of humor and a clever time loop concept, elevated by stellar performances.
What are you doing?
Find me when you wake up.
Who could forget Emily Blunt as the ultimate Full Metal Bee, or Cruise in a totally unexpected role as a cowardly public affairs guy?
I'm sorry, the first wave, the beach, you mean the front?
It was indeed a refreshing sight. Today, Edge of Tomorrow stands tall as one of the most inventive sci-fi films of its decade. Number 5, Deadpool. Tim Miller's 2016 superhero film isn't like the others, and that's exactly why it stands out. It may not be the pinnacle of all comic book movies, but it certainly gave the fans and Ryan Reynolds what they wanted.
Fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls.
After the Deadpool character was, should we say, ruined in X-Men Origins Wolverine, not too many people had high hopes for his own solo film. Yet die-hard fans stayed loyal, and it paid off big time. Deadpool proved to be a witty, violent, and entertaining flick that gave the superhero genre a clever spin.
Oh, hello. I know, right? Whose did I have to fondle to get my very own movie? I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with pulverine.
Ryan Reynolds embodied the character as if he were born for the role. No wonder Deadpool ended up becoming a massive success, ranking as the 9th highest grossing film of the year.
Deadpool. Captain Deadpool. No, just Deadpool, yeah.
Number 4, John Wick. Chad Stahelski's action flick is a simple revenge story about an unstoppable hitman played by Keanu Reeves. At just 1 hour and 41 minutes, it's all thrills, no filler.
Would you kill John Wick for $2 million?
But before its release, some dismissed it as another rehash of tired action movie tropes, and Reeves's fame at the time was nowhere near where it had been in the 90s. The film's premise of a retired assassin avenging his dog sounded almost laughable. Turns out, though, that those non-believers couldn't have been more mistaken.
It's okay. Let's go home.
While it did take time before people realized it, John Wick was actually a sleek, heart-pounding action thriller with meticulously choreographed fight sequences. Reeves's commitment to the role and the intense stunt work made it unforgettable. It didn't even need a complex story to succeed.
You, working again?
No, just sorting some stuff out.
What many may have initially written off eventually became a sleeper hit. It also went on to reignite Keanu's popularity and spawned several sequels and spin-offs. Number 3, Mad Max Fury Road. George Miller conceived the idea for a 4th Mad Max film back in 1987, but it took almost 3 decades for it to get on cinema screens. Despite a series of issues delaying its arrival, when it finally came, the dystopian tale carved its name in history as one of the most electrifying action films ever made.
So, where is this green place?
It's a long night's run, heading east.
With Tom Hardy as Max and Charlize Theron as Furiosa, Miller managed to bring back what made people love the original. Meanwhile, its acting, solid narrative with emotional moments, and refreshing twist on the action genre made the post-apocalyptic sequel unforgettable.
3 times the gates were opened to me.
What gates?
I was awaited in Valhalla. They were calling my name.
It's total chaos, beautifully shot with awe-inspiring practical effects. It went on to become the highest-grossing Mad Max movie and won 6 Academy Awards, among other accolades.
You know, hope is a mistake. If you can't fix what's broken, you'll go insane.
Number 2, Top Gun Maverick. Greenlighting a sequel to an older classic is a tough call to make. There are always going to be naysayers who think nothing can top the magic of the original. Yet Top Gun Maverick proved to be an exception.
Thank you for saving my life.
That's what my dad would have done.
Right from its opening moments, it commands your attention and keeps you glued to your seat. Aside from the adrenaline-pumping action, the story has plenty of heart and nostalgic callbacks to the original.
Must admit, I wasn't expecting an invitation back.
They're called orders, Maverick.
Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, and Jennifer Connelly all brought their A-game, taking the movie to new heights. And let's not forget the dogfights. So real, they make you feel like you were in the cockpit yourself.
You see me now? Come on, let's get it over with.
Fights on!
Though some would even say Top Gun Maverick tops its predecessor, we're more keen to say that it certainly is worthy of it. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Shazam, because its joyous tone and awesome CGI left us amazed.
All hands on deck.
Say my name.
Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl, because it turned a theme park ride into a riveting adventure.
You don't have permission to be aboard there, mate.
I'm sorry, it's such a pretty boat.
21 Jump Street, because it shocked us with its hilarious and delightful package.
You look really old. Were you held back or something? Or?
No. You look super young. Were you held forward?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Iron Man. Before Steve Rogers became Captain America, before Thor fought monsters on our screens, there was this genius billionaire playboy philanthropist in the high-tech suit.
Is it better to be feared or respected? And I say, is it too much to ask for both?
Yes, indeed, it was Iron Man that kickstarted the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, setting the stage for other legendary sagas of heroism, such as the surprisingly awesome Guardians of the Galaxy. 2008 was a different time, and banking on this superhero film to be a box office hit was a gamble. The MCU wasn't the powerhouse it is today, and Iron Man wasn't yet a household name, like Spider-Man or the X-Men. On top of that, Robert Downey Jr.'s casting was controversial due to his past troubles, and Jon Favreau wasn't known for directing blockbuster action flicks. Despite all that, Iron Man defied all expectations and launched the MCU into the cinematic phenomenon we know today.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
What other films surprised you with how good they eventually turned out? Share your thoughts in the comments section.
This is the day that you will always remember as the day.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.